The boy they called a curse. In the remote village of Soromoko, superstition was stronger than truth. The elders believed that children born with albinism were not human. They said such children carried misfortune, that they were spirits walking in human skin, harbingers of death and disaster. So when Sadiq was born with skin as pale as moonlight and hair as white as ash, fear gripped the village. His mother died during childbirth. She bled endlessly, and despite the village midwife's efforts, her life slipped away. As Bola, Sadiq's father, held the fragile newborn in his arms, still shaking from the loss of his wife, the village elder stood outside the hut and spoke words that would change everything. This child killed her. The curse has already begun. Bola looked down at the baby. And instead of seeing his son, he saw terror. For 3 years, Bola tried to raise Sadiq alone. But nothing went right. His maize farm, once the pride of Soromoko, failed completely. The crops rotted in the soil. His goats and chickens died mysteriously. Neighbors avoided him. When they saw him approaching, they crossed the road. "It's the boy," they whispered. "As long as he lives, disaster will follow." Slowly, Bola began to believe them. Maybe Sadiq really was a curse. 4 years after Sadiq's birth, Bola remarried. His new wife was Nkiru, sharp-tongued, bitter, and cruel. But she promised him hope. "I will give you real children," she said. "Children who will erase the curse." And she did. She gave birth to twins, a boy named Ibrahim and a girl named Zainab. Both dark-skinned. Healthy. Perfect. The village rejoiced. Finally, Bola had real children. But Sadiq was still there. And Nkiru hated him. "That thing is not my son," she told Bola. "I don't want him near my children." Bola said nothing. So Nkiru did as she pleased. When Ibrahim and Zainab ate at the table, Sadiq sat on the floor in the corner. After everyone finished, Nkiru scraped leftovers into a bowl and threw it toward him. "Eat, ghost boy," she sneered. The twins laughed. "You're ugly," Zainab said, poking his pale skin. "Mama says you killed your mother." Sadiq never replied. At night, while the twins slept on beds with warm blankets, Sadiq slept on the bare floor. Some nights, Nkiru dragged him outside and shoved him into the goat pen. "That's where you belong, with animals." Curled up in the cold, surrounded by bleating goats, Sadiq learned what it meant to be unwanted. The village showed no mercy. Children threw stones at him. "Demon," they shouted. Adults spat on the ground when he passed. Even the village priest barred him from the place of worship. "He carries darkness," the priest said. "He cannot enter the house of God." Sadiq stopped trying to belong. He simply existed. When Sadiq turned 12, everything changed. A new teacher arrived in Soromoko. Her name was Amina, a young graduate completing her national service year. Unlike the others, she noticed things. On her first day, she saw Sadiq sitting alone at the back of the classroom. "Why is that boy separated?" she asked. The head teacher frowned. "He's different. It's better that way." "Why?" "He's albino. People believe he's cursed." Amina was stunned. "That's nonsense." "Maybe to you," the head teacher replied, "but not here." Amina made a decision. She would not ignore Sadiq. She soon discovered that he was brilliant. While others struggled, Sadiq finished his work quickly, perfect handwriting, flawless answers. One day after class, she called him aside. "You're very intelligent," she said. No one had ever spoken kindly to him before. She gave him food. She listened. She cared. And one afternoon, she noticed bruises on his arms. When she gently asked, Sadiq finally spoke. For the first time in his life, he told the truth about the goat pen, the hunger, the beatings, the silence of his father, and the hatred of the village. Amina cried. "This is wrong," she said firmly. "You deserve love." For the first time, Sadiq felt hope. Amina reported the abuse. When the authorities arrived 2 weeks later, they found Sadiq tied to a tree at the edge of the forest, barely alive. Bola and Kiru had decided to abandon him to die. They were arrested immediately. Sadiq survived by minutes. The story spread across the country. The government sponsored his education. And Amina adopted him. "You're my son now," she said. Sadiq thrived. He became an engineer, a leader, a man of purpose. Years later, he returned to Zorumoko, not with anger, but with forgiveness. He built schools, a clinic, an awareness center. And when Ibrahim and Zainab apologized, he forgave them too, and gave them a chance to help others. Moral lesson: ignorance destroys, but knowledge saves. Superstition can turn love into cruelty, but compassion can turn pain into purpose. Every child deserves protection. Every child deserves dignity. And no child should ever be punished for being different. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel.